Good evening, Team SCCA, and welcome to the 2021 SCCA Road Racing Awards broadcast. We're coming in to you live tonight from the SCCA studio vis-a-vis TBS, the Topeka Broadcasting System, powered by Zoom. It's our honor to recognize and celebrate some of the best performances of 21 SCCA road racing season with you tonight. And my co-drivers for the evening include Eric Prill, Vice President of Road Racing, Deanna Flanagan, Director of Road Racing. And it looks like we've got a green light, or excuse me, better said, a green flag from our producer. So let's get this celebration started by introducing our 2021 Mechanic of the Year. Take it away, Eric.
Thank you, Mike. Good evening, everybody. The SCCA Mechanic of the Year is chosen by the SCCA Club Racing Board and SCCA tech staff based on submissions received from the community. The recipient must demonstrate a strong commitment to their craft and to the drivers that they support. Words used to describe our 2021 Mechanic of the Year are dedicated, honest, hardworking, a leader, and a master at his craft. He is a world-class problem solver. He is what SCCA is all about. Here are some testimonials from submissions about this year's recipient. He is an expert in his field and a true professional. He takes care of multiple types of cars, from temperamental to straightforward, and takes personal pride in ensuring each is meticulous in preparation and race ready. He gives me complete confidence that I am in a car that is capable of winning a race. I often joke that it's his car and I just drive it. He's instrumental in his information and coaching on the radio during the races and provides top shelf customer service. And further, he did this all while coping with the loss of his wife. As a single father to his young son now, he has always maintains full professionalism, very difficult and very impressive. Also, his driver's success is a testament to his hard work, dedication, commitment, and mechanical abilities. He works so hard and is such a safety-conscious mechanic that he maintains a great attitude all the time. He is simply the best. And finally, he is the core of the team. Without him, many race wins and several national championships with drivers like Tim Day Jr. and Jim Davenport would likely not have been realized. We are pleased to present the 2021 SCCA Mechanic of the Year to Bulldog Motorsports' own Chris Garcia of the San Francisco region. Chris now joins us via Zoom. Chris, congratulations.
Thank you. And yeah, I wasn't expecting that. So caught a little off guard, to be honest, but thank you.
Our next award is the David Morrell Award. The David Morrell Award is presented annually to recognize an active steward who has exhibited outstanding performance and dedication to the sport and its highest principles. The recipient is selected by the chairman of the stewards and the executive stewards. This year, we present the award to the 41st recipient, who will join a group of outstanding stewards who previously received the award, including last year's recipient, Dan Miklovic, James Foyle, Lori Shepard, Jerry Winarka, Dennis Dean, Jim Averett, Mike West, Costa Dunias, Ken Patterson, and Sue Rathel. The 2021 David Morrell Award recipient has been an SCCA member since 1990 and began his career in flagging communications and also worked emergency services and registration. His passion for volunteering continued into region and division leadership roles and extends to his family, who were presented with the Bertie Martin Member of the Year Award by the Chicago region in 2019. He ultimately joined the Stewards program, and we are so happy he did, because his experience in these other areas have provided him a well-rounded perspective in his role as a steward. He became a national steward in 2009 and has been part of the steward staff at the runoffs ever since. In 2015, he was selected to be an executive steward for the Central Division and since 2018 has been the Executive Steward Liaison on the Stewards Training Development Committee. He was awarded the Steward Worker of the Year in 2017. He serves as one of the Hoosier Super Tour Clerks of the Course, as well as the Clerk of the Course for the runoffs since 2020. The Chairman of the Stewards, along with the Executive Stewards, would like to recognize this year's recipient for the hard work, dedication, and passion he brings to the Stewards program. He is always the first to volunteer to assist in whatever way he can. No task is too big or too small. Whether it's one time or ongoing, his answer is always the same: sign me up. He is always willing to take the lead in organizing, recruiting, and share his knowledge, mentoring young stewards. This year's David Morrell Memorial Award goes to Kevin Coulter of the Chicago region. Kevin is joining us via Zoom. Hi, Kevin. Congratulations. How are you feeling right now?
Deanna, I'm still just as stunned as when you called me a couple of weeks ago to let me know I won the award. In no way, shape, or form would I have thought when I was asked to join the Stewards in 2002, I would be here today receiving this. When I looked at the list of those who have won this award before me, I realized I've had the honor and privilege to learn from about half the previous winners. I can't thank both the previous winners, along those who have not won this award are more worthy than myself, for the sharing of the counsel and wisdom over the years. I don't want to start naming names because I'm sure I'll miss someone. I'd also like to thank everyone, you and everyone in Topeka, for all your help. Oftentimes it's not recognized the support we get from national staff on a lot of behind the scenes items. Finally, none of this would be possible without us beautiful wife and kids. Even when I say, you didn't see on the calendar, I've got a race this weekend.
Congratulations, Kevin. It's now my pleasure to introduce the recipient of the John McGill Award. The John McGill Award is presented annually in recognition for significant contributions to the road racing program. The winner is chosen by the Club Racing Board and the head of the road racing department. Past recipients include John Barnholt, Sue Rothell, Kelly Huxtable, Costa Dunius, Dennis Dean, Glenn Tilkey, and last year's unique recipients, the SCCA regions that persevered during the pandemic. Our 2021 recipient was first introduced to SCCA more than 30 years ago and has been involved in over 300 events. In the last several years, he's led a charge to make a significant impact on road racing class participation. Beginning with B-Spec, which was teetering near the bottom of total class participation after 5 seasons, our recipient began his mission of marketing and promoting the class in 2018. That year, the class had just 85 majors class entries. Over the last 4 years, that number has grown exponentially, reaching 263 majors entries in 2021. That's a staggering growth of over 200%. Similarly, B-Spec runoffs entries have followed suit, increasing from 14 entries in 2018 to an impressive 61 entries last year, the 3rd largest class. Our recipient has taken his approach to generating class interest and participation to other classes, such as Formula Continental, which saw a runoffs participation bump of 18 entries this year, a 130% increase. And other classes are keying in on our recipient's special secret sauce to growth, something he is happy to share. He believes the basics of growing class participation lie in promotion, marketing, and advertising, but the most important is engagement. His roadmap to success involves building a community. Our recipients' achievements are the result of focus, work, and a commitment to achieving a goal. The concept is straightforward and applicable across various communities within the club. It just starts with a spark. Our 2021 John McGill Award recipient is Frank Schwartz of the Detroit region. We're pleased to welcome Frank via Zoom. Congratulations, Frank, on this well-deserved recognition.
Wow, the John McGill Award. I'd say I'm speechless, but I prepared a speech. So, as many times as I've been stuck in the paddock at Nelson Ledges, you would think our paths would have crossed. Doing some homework, I'm actually rather sad that I missed opportunities to meet John through the years. He sounds like a person I would have loved to spend some time with. If racing is a drug, I should probably start this speech by thanking my dealers. In many ways, I consider myself the Forrest Gump of SCCA. Through no special skill of my own, I've been lucky enough to be surrounded by some remarkable people. I was introduced to the SCCA at the age of 19. I was on my way to the beach with my girlfriend at the time and saw a bunch of people driving like crazy on the local high school driving range. I stopped to watch by the fence, and a young man came over to talk to me. He convinced me to cancel the beach trip and try it out, the sport of autocrossing. So I took my 1968 Pontiac Firebird in F-stock and was promptly beaten badly by a four-door front-wheel drive Pontiac Phoenix hatchback. I was humbled. The person who came over to talk to me was an engineer at Carolina Power and Light. That person went on to become the motorsports technical director for Michelin North America. It's Ken Payne, so you can blame him for my membership. Some years later, I was convinced to get more involved with solo and autocross, and I worked with a few people in North Carolina to create a North Carolina Autocross Championship, where we brought together SCCA and other independent clubs for an annual trophy. The person who encouraged me to get involved was a fellow competitor who at that time was an assistant manager at a local hardware store. Kurt Spitzner went on to become the director of SCCA Pro Rally and is now operations manager for the Bridgestone Winter Driving School. Even though I started with autocrossing, I really wanted to race, and after my first driver's school at Summit Point, I was allowed to participate in hill climbs. My first event at Chimney Rock Hill Climb, I had multiple axle failures, which really made things difficult considering I didn't have a trailer. I'd driven my car to the event and now had no way home. A fellow competitor who had a similar car was an alignment tech at a Firestone store. At the end of the weekend, he loaded his car on the trailer and then jacked it up and took the axle off to give me to use for the ride home. He told me he would have given it to me earlier, but I would have put it on the car and broken it again. And that person was Mike Hayworth, who is now owner of Appalachian Race Tire. There's a second funny story about Chimney Rock Hill Climb. At the top of the mountain, there was a small parking lot where you had to turn around and wait in line to roll back down the hill after your runs. That was staffed by volunteers. Often they were young and related to some of the other people with the club. One of those younger people who helped me park one year grew up to be Haywood Wagner. It's funny, none of these people were famous before they met me, and look at them all now. Apparently I have the Midas touch. Not really. Seriously though, if you want to accomplish great things, I think the secret is to surround yourself with great people. And I never had any worry about the riffraff that I found at the racetrack at an SCCA event. In truth, some of the best and most genuine people I've met through the years, and who are some of my closest friends now, I met through the club. I was a nobody, and each of these people helped me in some intimate way. I do want to take a minute and thank the not so famous people who helped me. They shaped my view of this motorsports and this club. After years living down south, I moved to Michigan in 1991, and I didn't know a soul. I was a real fish out of water. But the local SCCA region probably saved my life and my career by stepping in as a surrogate family. Jerry and Mary Shiloff were there, helping me feel comfortable in my new setting, as was Dave Bauer, who became my crew chief. And along with Charles Ballard, they set me on a path to racing success. Dave lives in North Carolina now, and I miss his sage advice at every track I visit. Charlie was especially helpful as my race therapist and helped me recapture the thrill of racing when the red mist threatened to take over. I'll never forget the night we sat at the track over a beer. Charlie was a mid-pack driver, yet was always happier at the end of the weekend than I ever was, even though I often won and on occasion set track records. I asked Charlie how he could be happy with the 7th place finish, and he laid out what I call the 3 rules of Charlie. If the car goes on the trailer Sunday looking the same way it came off on Friday, if he went faster than he did at last time at the track, and if he had a good battle with someone for a few laps, no matter who came out on top, he considered that a great weekend and a success, and that made him happy. Something changed for me that day when I realized that winning wasn't all it cracked up to be. Sure, it feels good for a moment, but it fades pretty fast. Charlie helped me learn to enjoy the journey more than the destination. And I know people make fun of participation trophies, but I consider the friends I've made along the way substantially better trophies than any piece of plastic or gym bag I received for winning a race. I guess there's some truth to the rumor that I actually collect people like the Island of Misfit Toys, which brings me to Honda Ron Copeland. I actually didn't like Ron very much when we first met. He was a competitor and I thought he was quite nuts, but he won me over with his heart. And to this day, after 30 some years in the club, I don't think there's a singular person in the country who has more fun bringing new people to the sport of racing than Ron does. And that's contagious. My path is full of really good people, and I would not trade it for the world. And the last few years with the H-Prod guys and gals, the B-Spec family, Formula Continental, and the GPFU, which stands for Grass Paddock Family United, have been the absolutely best of my entire racing career. Which brings me to the preachy portion of my speech. In the midst of the pandemic, regardless of how you feel about things, your interaction with other people is what's important, especially those that disagree with you. It doesn't matter if it's 200 treadwear tires and improved touring, or the B-Spec balance of performance, or stewarding our SCCA Foundation iRacing League. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time disagreeing with so many of you in 2021 and look forward to more disagreements in the years to come. Thank you for letting me be a part of this club.
Thanks, Frank. Congratulations again, wise words, and thank you for sharing those stories of your journey. Our next award is the Kimberly Cup for Most Improved. Named after Jim Kimberly, former president and governor of SCCA, the Kimberly Cup is awarded to the SCCA driver showing the most improvement in the last year, as selected by the Club Racing Board. Recipients include notables such as Mark Donahue, Roger Penske, Richard and Keith Grant, Lisa Noble, and last year's recipient, Amy Aquilante. Our recipient received his novice permit in 2014 and full competition license in the same year, starting in T2. These days, you'll find him competing in American Sedan, GT2, T1, and T2 on any given weekend. In 2021, he campaigned all 4 classes and qualified for the runoffs in each of them, racing in 3 of them. He's been gradually improving his finishing position in the Hoosier Super Tour point standings, and in 2021, finally locked in the top spot in GT2 and T1 after finishing second in 2020. He's competed in 4 runoffs, 2015, 16, 19, and 2021, and started 9 different races during that time. And at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 2021, our recipient found himself on the top step of the podium in GT2. Let's take a look.
Coming out of turn 14, look at the spray already at safety car speed as our front row of Mark Bowden and Andrew Aquilante coming to the green. Green flag is away. Bowden gets a good acceleration, as you would expect, and Tim Kesman right behind him is going to follow him through. And here comes Tim Kesman diving down to the inside. He's going to try to take over that spot. Andrew Aquilante also getting a wheel up on the curb. That tire trying to get away from him. Car control is absolutely essential here. There is so much rain, has been so much rain in the past few minutes. There's a lot of standing water here, and these cars, even though they're running rain tires, are hydroplaning through some of these puddles. As it's a Porsche duel at the front. Kesman in the white 144, the 46 of Bowden on the inside. Look at that car squirrely over the puddles. Kesman is going to sweep into the lead.
But for Kesman, able to get the break, but Aquilante now a great run off of 10.
Yeah, right into 10. They're going to split the slower car, and that has put Andrew Aquilante to the front. Kesman got a great run off 6A, and he's back down to the inside. He's going to try to retake the lead, and he spins it. Goes sideways, does Tim Kesman. Andrew Aquilante able to get around the outside.
Oh, that's our leader, Andrew Aquilante.
And he has spun it right there at turn 8, it looks like. So Andrew Aquilante, he didn't lose nearly as much time as Tim Kesman, but this is going to give Kesman some new life here. Kesman has cut the lead in half with that bobble by Andrew Aquilante. It's down to 5 seconds, and that is definitely doable with 10 minutes still remaining in this race.
Look at the pressure now on the defending champ, 2-time defending champ.
Yep, Aquilante taking it around that endless turn number 6 through 6A and onto the Holman straight. Tim Kesman right on his back bumper. Andrew trying everything to get the power down. Any just little touch of that throttle pedal, and that car wants to step out. Here's a replay almost of what happened when Kesman spun, but this time he tries to clear Andrew, and he's going to be a little wide of that puddle, I think.
Just kind of went through it as well, but this time he learned his lesson to not be turning while doing it. He got his braking done, kept the wheel straight before he actually turned in. We've got a new leader.
Tim Kesman retakes the lead that he gave up, and the checkered flag is in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, a dominant performance. Danny Sullivan had a spin and win. Tim Kesman just did the same.
As the video revealed, the 2021 Kimberly Cup Award goes to Tim Kesman of the Milwaukee region. Tim couldn't be with us tonight, unfortunately, but we will look forward to congratulating him in person at an event sometime soon this year. So now for the next award, I'll hand it back over to Eric for this Jim Fitzgerald Rookie of the Year.
Thanks, Deanna. The Jim Fitzgerald Rookie of the Year Award is presented to the road racing driver showing the greatest promise as evidenced by driving performance. The award recipient is selected by the Club Racing Board based on nominations submitted by the executive stewards. The Jim Fitzgerald Rookie of the Year was first presented in 1987 and includes past recipients such as Mark Dismore, Eric Curran, Trent Hinman, and the 2020 recipient Simon Sykes. The 2021 season was our recipient's first year racing cars, but he was no stranger to racing as he had been competitively racing karts for over a decade, winning multiple national karting championships. He finished 9th in the Spec Miata Hoosier Super Tour point standings. And at the 2021 runoffs at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, he qualified an impressive 3rd out of an 84 car field, just 69 thousandths of a second behind the pole sitter. And he held that 3rd podium spot in the Spec Miata National Championship race. Let's take a look.
Here we go. Going for the gold in Spec Miata. We're green. Pardis getting a nice little bit of a shove by Bruni here. Is it going to be enough? Henderson holding station down low. Jim Drago way out to the outside in that white and green Mazda a few rows back.
Ooh, here's a little bit of a scuffle. This is for 2nd.
And pushes Zilish to 3rd. Oh, and look at the defensive move by Bruni. And that might help the 0-7 of Tyler Brown. And he wasn't quite far enough along the outside, but again, Drago now working the outside of Henderson. He picks that spot up, right in front. Little wheel drop right there by Zilish.
Zilish really pinched Brown to the inside through turn 2. They had that little bit of a touch, and that's what let Drago come back into this battle. So that's now for 4th, but maybe, I think Drago can slam the door. No, they touch again, Zilish, big slide.
When you're the newcomer in this class, the old guys are like, yeah, you're gonna need to earn it. Show me what you got. But right there, Zilish let one of the real true veterans and Drago know, yeah, I'm not going quietly here. You want to rub fenders, I'm up to it. Here goes Zilish again.
Same spot he got Henderson last time, and actually missed that he had passed Kyle Greenhill before. So now he's through 3 positions, but drives off the track, getting it done, throws it back to the other side, transitions a little bit late. He's going to hold this whole field up coming onto the front straightaway.
Zilish has caught Bruni and Drago on his own. He just turned a 59.3 on that last lap.
He is the master of this move. Gets the run out of 10, up the inside of 11, and he'll outbrake Drago pretty easily here into turn 12. Zilish has brought Drago back up to the 2nd position battle. Bruni's got a earful.
And you know what? Obviously, whoever is Bruni's spotter has been watching what Zilish is doing. He's going to try it again. He didn't get the run out of 10 that time because Bruni covered it perfectly. And Drago, trying to swing back over, almost lost the car. Not only did he save it, he carried enough speed while Bruni ran a little wide. Drago comes through as well for Bruni, 2nd to 4th. Like that.
That was a really bold move into 12. That was the difference between an earned position and an I'm willing to make sure neither of us are going to stay on the track kind of move, but it worked.
Look at Bruni getting a run. Zilish all by himself. Drago pushing Bruni. And certainly Bruni looks like he's going to clear him, but Zilish has been huge on the brakes. and does not quiet it down. If he can keep his nose there. And look at that. Bruni said, no, I'm going to the exit curve. You want to stay there. That's on you, buddy. And that pinch Zilich, and here comes Drago down into the loop.
Whoa, Drago lunges up the inside for 6. A big flat slide for Zilich. He keeps it under control. They're going to be side by side, but a power move from Jim Drago to shuffle the 172 back just a little bit.
Oh, look at the pop move really late down into 7. Makes it work. This kid is fearless. Here comes Pardis going for a 2nd straight gold medal and a 3rd, including a win here in 17. He's celebrating, but in the background, Bruni, he's got Zilich. Zilich pops. I don't think he's close enough. No, it'll be Bruni for the silver and Zilich for 3rd. And boy, did Zilich earn that medal.
Great stuff. In addition to his SCCA success, this 15-year-old was the top winner of the Idemitsu Mazda MX-5 Cup Series Scholarship and recently announced that he will be joining Silver Hair Racing for the 2022 Trans Am TA2 season. There are exciting opportunities in his future, and he will be one to watch. The 2021 Jim Fitzgerald SCCA Rookie of the Year is Connor Zilich of Central Carolina's region. Connor now joins us via Zoom. Connor, congratulations and welcome.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I've really enjoyed my time racing SCCA and Spec Miata this year. I've really enjoyed being in the paddock. Everyone's been really friendly to me, and I've really been welcomed in a really nice way. So thank you to everyone who's made that possible. My team, Panic Motorsports, I was racing with them all year. They definitely showed me the ropes and welcomed me in a very nice fashion, like I said. So yeah, I've really enjoyed spending my time in the SCCA paddock, and hopefully I'll continue to do so in the future. Even this past weekend, I was racing in Sebring. So yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys at the track soon.
Fantastic, and congratulations again. It's my honor tonight to present the SCCA President's Cup, which is presented annually after the championship runoffs to the driver demonstrating ability, competitiveness, and success at the national championship runoffs. The winner is selected by the stewards of the meet, the runoffs race director, the head of road racing, and the president of the SCCA. The inaugural presentation of the President's Cup in 1954 was performed by U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Past recipients include Hall of Famers like Roger Penske, Skip Barber, Bobby Rahal, Paul Newman, Dave Weitzenhoff, and Kat Kaiser, with a modern group of legends, including Don Heinrichsey, Andrew Aquilani, Jim Drago, and last year's participant, Preston Pardis. Now let's watch our recipient at work at the 2021 runoffs at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
The run for the gold in GT3 starts now. We are green, and a good move by Lewis. Timed it well. Ermish gonna get a little bit smoked here. Coming up behind Lewis, obviously, is Stacy Wilson. Boy, Ermish really struggling to get going here.
Great start for those rotaries. Not so much for the piston engine Troy's got in his Nissan. Maybe the rotaries are right where they wanted to be.
Well, look at him slicing through now that he's up on the pipe. You bet. Here we go. It's Lewis and Ermish, 1-2. It's clear that Ermish is the quicker of the cars in the infield in the technical sections right now. Now Ermish is really close. He's in the draft. We'll have to see. It doesn't look like Lewis now, because of that draft, is going to pull him as much. And Ermish now going to make the move down to the inside. But how do you outbreak a 10-time gold medalist? Well, you try it like that, but Lewis stays right around the outside. But now Ermish with the handling. Oh, but a little sideways moment there, Larry.
Yeah, he did just a little bit. But as you said earlier, he may have a better handling car for the infield stuff. And I think he just showed it right there, able to keep it under control. Now, how much of a gap can he build before we get to this back straight on Lewis?
Yeah, that's going to be the key here, is at Lewis's pace on the straights. And there is your leader, Troy Ermish, as he has got jumped at the start, but about halfway around that first lap, it moved his way into second. By the end of the first lap, took the lead going into one, and has opened that margin up a little bit. All right, here we go. From pole to gold virtually flag to flag for Troy Ermish, winning the gold in GT3, and with the gold medal waiting to be draped around his neck for a second time in runoffs competition.
From pole to gold, what a great line. As the video revealed, our 2021 President's Cup recipient is Troy Ermish of the San Francisco region. As part of the award, Troy will receive a letter signed by the living presidents of the SCCA, and I'd like to share that letter with you now. Dear Troy, congratulations on winning the 2021 Sports Car Club of America President's Cup, the highest honor for an SCCA runoffs driver. When looking at the official GT3 results from the 2021 SCCA National Championships runoff, one would see that you started from the pole position and led all but the first lap en route to a 7-second victory over Michael Lewis at IMS. But that doesn't tell the whole story. I'd like to share a little more details on that now. On Sunday, preceding the beginning of qualifying and in the second test session, you found yourself tumbling through the grass between turns 5 and 6. Your car was battered, the frame was damaged, but an average individual would have gone home. But when an average individual would have gone home, you went to work. And by the time your first qualifying session hit the track less than 48 hours later, your car was not only on the grid, but on the provisional pole. The next day, you went even faster, narrowly missing a track record and posting a time that would prove untouchable for the entire week. After falling behind briefly at the start of Sunday's race, you retook the lead and drove on to your second SCCA National Championship. Every name on the President's Cup tells a story of tremendous achievement. The list of names on this is legendary. Legendary within the SCCA and across the broader motorsports world. Troy, your name is now on that list. Congratulations again on your great accomplishment. We're now joined via Zoom by Troy Ermish. Congratulations, Troy.
Thank you very much. I would never expected an award like this. It means a lot. You know, I'd like to thank, first of all, everybody involved, especially my 2 crew members who really put in a lot of hours to help fix that car. Jay from Goodyear, the guys over on Gasoline Alley that were able to repair the A-post, which was damaged in the rollover. It was quick. I mean, everything we did, we didn't have much extra time. And I was very fortunate that when it rolled 1.5 times, it landed on its roof. And my crew guys are talking to me while I'm on my roof, and I'm on the radio, and I said, you know, I think we're done. I feel like we just rolled it like 4 times. You know, I've never been in a car upside down, so it felt like forever rolling around. But it was 1.5 times. It landed on its lid. We got out of the car, and I just asked him, hey, please, can you turn it over really gently? And it was just very lucky. You know, we ruined the wing uprights and knocked the alignment out a little bit, and predominantly the damage was just on that A-post and a lot of body work. So I couldn't have been there without my crew guys, especially my engine builder, Rebella Racing, has a lot of faith in me. And my wife, who unfortunately couldn't make it. It was a long trip, and looking forward to next year. And I'm just thankful to have the opportunity to be able to race in the SCCA, and I'm thankful for the family that's there. And a lot of people came over and offered their assistance to help repair the car. And I'm just honored. I just thank you very much.
Well, congratulations again, and we're thankful to have you. What a fabulous night, and congratulations again to all this year's award winners. You are what make the SCCA the destination for the best in amateur motorsports. And performances like what we celebrated tonight are the essential DNA of the SCCA experience. So thank you so much for sharing your many talents with us. In closing tonight's show, we would just like to thank each of you for your continued support, leadership, and participation with the club, and invite you to join us tomorrow as we open the SCCA 2022 National Virtual Convention with our annual meeting and the 2022 SCCA Hall of Fame Awards. So tonight we say good night, Godspeed, God bless, and cheers. Here's to a fabulous 2022 with our IMS memorial glasses. And what is this, Eric, inside this? Is this an old fashioned that you created for us?
A little old fashioned.
A little old fashioned. We're going to celebrate the old fashioned way. Cheers. Good night.